Well, we're back in the shack, we're singing a song, we're going along, it's not going well, oh f***ing hell. Hello, a bit of free improvising going on there, pretty successfully, I think you'll agree. The melody, the tune, how does that bit work then? So, Horatio Nichols, 1929, have things changed as much as we think? Well, keep your melody within the compass of one octave. Take care not to fly with too dramatic suddenness from the high note to the low note. And above all, remember to keep your song simple, namely, within those 8 notes. Wise words. Not too many notes then, so take note, writers of Rhapsody, open brackets, Bohemian, close brackets. Don't fly with too dramatic suddenness from the high note to the low note. Oh, somewhere over there. That's going from the low to the high. There we go. So that not too many notes thing, one of my favourite records, and indeed Marky Smith's, the late great Marky Smith's favourite records, Jungle Rock. It's one of these ones based around one note. It was a jungle, 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 jungle rock. 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 An uptown beat and I had to move my feet. It was a jungle, 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 jungle rock. Okay, there are a couple of other notes in there, but pretty much it's A, 1A, working hard. I, back in the day, first heard the Smiths and thought, wow, they've really only got an adaptation of Three Blind Mice as a melody for all of their songs. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the Smiths, but I couldn't help but notice that they didn't use too many notes in melodies. Did they need to? Three blind mice, oh, 3 blind mice. Yeah, anyway, you get my drift. There was fantastically interesting guitar work going on, so the melody and the whole melodic feel came about as a result of that. That's another interesting thing. So you can pick something that doesn't sound like the most promising melody in the world at all, and as soon as you put some chords around it or move them around, then it suddenly becomes a bit more interesting because you're setting those few notes in a series of different contexts. At the risk of appearing grandiose, there's a tune of mine, oh here we go. It was da 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 da, etc. The lights of old Aberdeen won't show this moth aflame. The seas of California won't wash away this pain. All the trees of the forest won't soothe me with fresh air. I can be unhappy anywhere. I can be unhappy anywhere. No Smith's influence at all. Many people labour under the erroneous impression that all composers have had laborious tuition in world-famous schools, have studied counterpoint and harmony and the art of orchestration. This is not so. But if you do possess a sound musical training, so much the better. But if, on the other hand, you do not, but you possess a gift of obtaining melodies, then perhaps you'll stand a better chance than a musician who's been made too conservative by tuition. Some well-known jazz person. Do you read music? Yes, but not enough that it affects my playing. Many of the most successful composers of popular music do not know a note of music. There's one, and one of the greatest too, who, finding his melody, has it written down for him just as an author might dictate a story to a secretary. Oh, yes. So, find someone to write it down, find a tune receiver, or, in this age, have a phone with you and sing or mumble your composition into it. So yeah, about the tune, don't overcook it. The same thing that old Horatio was saying about when you look at the words on their own, you think, really? Then you put the two together. No, we don't actually need much more. There's a school of writing, or a technique of writing, that a lot of people use, where you deliberately try and use as few notes as possible. or as few chords as possible, and keep it within a handful of words. And sometimes that can be incredibly useful, just to keep you on track really and stop you getting too fancy-pantsy. Good. What are we doing next week then? Saleable styles of popular music. Yeah, we'll move on to that. Saleable styles of popular music.